for divine oneness, divine health, and divine protection. We thank you in full faith. So be it. So, do you have any doubts from the previous class? No doubts?
Ma'am, is it uh, when any situation comes, I'm just thinking that okay, God has put me into it, and I have to accept it. Uh, a point is like I'm accepting everything, but the brain is telling that why don't you try? Why don't you convince? Some
Hmm. Yeah,
that's
yeah. I'll talk about that in the acceptance class. Because before we reach that stage of total genuine acceptance, we will definitely have a lot of, for example, let's say we buy a ticket and then we have to fly in an aeroplane or we take a cab. Do we even know do we even trust the driver? Do we even think like that? Today we are not thinking like that. Maybe there are people who still don't trust what kind of pilot I might get, whether we will have turbulences, whether I will land safely. But many of us are maybe not even thinking at that direction. We are just saying, okay, buy a flight ticket, just go there. What will I do in the flight? Will I read? Will I sleep? We are thinking in that level. But there are so many people who are not thinking like that, who are thinking, oh, maybe it is going to be a bad flight. Maybe the driver is not good. How do I know the driver? Or they may call the airlines and find out who's the driver, who's the pilot who's going to fly the flight today. Can I get details about him? Because I mean, if customer is asking about the pilot, the airlines are supposed to give them the details of the pilot also in terms of what is his qualification, what is his flying experience, and all of those things. But typically nobody asks because we take it for granted. So like this, we trust. And how did we come to this state? Because most of the flights are going well, and maybe here and there very rarely crashes and other things happen, but most of the time it's actually going well, no? So that confidence comes, and that is why the ego is trusting. But that doesn't mean that tomorrow, let's say, crashes and other things start increasing, even you will have your doubts. So like that, today the ego is comfortable in some area, that is why it is believing. So the idea is ego should bend to some supreme law. Then ego will basically not question. When it is questioning something, why me? Why should this injustice happen to me? All of this, when ego is questioning, it means that it has not accepted yet. And for it to accept, it means that it has not accepted the supremacy of something else that is in front of it. So, why do we talk about God? Why do we bring all of these concepts? Is to help the constantly remind the ego that you are not supreme and you don't have anything in your hands for things that are happening in front of you. You are not in control of anything. You are only responsible to understand how to respond to situations. That's all. We may not, we don't even have control even to apply the knowledge. Like you said, I know what to do. I'm able to understand, but I'm still asking why. So this will come. So in the acceptance class, I'll actually talk about how we go from that 0% in every situation wherever trigger comes. We go from 0% acceptance to 100% acceptance. And it is a journey, right? So for that, that is why we start the classes first with who is God, why God, all of those things. And in many lives, that, like I said in the last class, we have a bunch of characteristics within us, and those bunch of characteristics will be revealed to us in the journey of the soul. If I have some xyz and you have abc, xyz only will be revealed to me, abc only will be revealed to you. When xyz is revealed to me, they can be anything, good, bad, or ugly. When they are revealed to me through poses. Who are poses? Karma that comes to us in the form of people, objects, situations, and experiences. POSE. They can come only in the four forms: persons, objects, situations, experiences. What all people will bring to us? Behavioral changes. They can give us some items. They can give us, what do you say, experiences, good, bad, ugly experiences. Objects can give us good, bad, ugly experiences. Situations can give us good, bad, ugly. Experiences can give us good, bad, ugly experiences. So like this, in only these four ways, karma can come to us. And now what is this karma? Karma means while this package of chocolates were revealed to us, we resisted it. We did not accept it, but we resisted it. We said no, why me, whatever, whatever. Like we said no to it. We questioned it. So, I mean, initially when we don't have the knowledge, we will definitely question it, no? So like that, when we were questioned, ultimately at some point we have to agree, no, this is, I have XYZ. At some point in some soul journey, I have to accept that I have X chocolate, Y chocolate, Z chocolate. You'll remember this chocolate example, right? If anybody is still in doubt, let me know. Okay, because based on that, I'm actually explaining. So just to reiterate, every Jivatma, right, apart from God, right, every Jivatma has a set of characteristics. It is very unique to that person, very unique to that soul. Okay, Jeev Atma means soul. Okay, I'm not talking about Paramatma, the supreme one. I'm talking about everybody who is subordinate to that supreme soul, which is Jivatma. So they all have a set of characteristics and they are also eternal. There is no death. Okay, and these set of characteristics, when we start our journey through the body, initially we may have bodies of trees or animals or something. When we have all of those kinds of bodies, we are experiencing our box of chocolate, and those are something that we are not resisting. We are not in a body. We are in a body where we are not capable of resisting. We are just accepting. Like if a dog is shown something that it has, it doesn't have the intellect to say, I don't want it. It is not making a choice. It is not saying, why am I jealous? It is not thinking like that. It is not saying, I should have given this, I should have given that owner a good service. Why didn't I not give that service? It is not thinking like that. It is basically just going through. It is called, in Hindi, it is called Bhog Yoni. Bhog means that experience. They are just experiencing, experiencing, and experience. Just take. All the experiences will just be given, and it will be, they will go through that karma and then they will burn it. So here, in that, in those yonis, there is not too much of a karma addition involved. Okay, they are just going through whatever they are going through. That's all. But when it comes to a human being, when we are born as a human being, we have actually been given a gift to be born as a human. Because there is only in the human journey, only in this human body, we have the capacity to go and then get, rather understand who we are, which means self-realization and eligibility to get the highest form of happiness is there only in the human body. In no other bodies it is there. See, not even in a Devata body. Imagine, it is not even there in a Devata body, it is there only in a human body. In a Devata body also, there is no, what do you say, there is no eligibility for moksha. There is no eligibility for liberation because they are also in the karmic cycle only. It is just that they are in the higher dimension. But there also they have imperfections. Like how we have imperfections, only God is perfect. Everybody is imperfect. So in the human body only there are imperfections and we cannot become perfect. If you want perfection in somebody else, you will not get it. They will always be imperfect. If somebody wants perfection in you, you cannot show it. It is always going to be imperfect. If you see somebody really good, maybe you can see that goodness in them, but there is also some amount of dosha in them, which means some imperfections in them. Okay, so only in this human body we have the capability to reach the highest. And this human body was made like a vehicle to reach the highest. No other bodies have. Even if a devata wants to get to moksha, he has to be taken, he has to come into this vehicle only, do his sadhana, and then only he has to get moksha. And devatas are in the higher dimension. It means that, let's say, they have done a lot of satvik, and they've constantly been to satvik, and then their nature has become so satvik that they have gone slightly beyond, and they are living slightly beyond in that state. But we have, I mean, you or me, we may not be that sattvic, so we are wherever we are. Okay, in this, which means we are not completely aware of who we are. So devatas may be completely aware of who they are, but they are not yet, what do you say? They have not got salvation. They have not got moksha. They are in the highest form. I mean, that's in the degree of sattva, they are increasing and going. So even there can be highest level of sattva, but they may still not have got moksha. Moksha means liberation from this birth and death. So because even Brahma has birth and death. His life is 100 years. After that, he is also eligible for moksha. He is the highest. He's the firstborn. Okay? And then after that, there are so many people who are in that highest state of sattva. I mean, even that tamas, little bit of tamas also may not be there. Or even if it's there, it is very negligible. That is why they are called gods, because they are in that state to be able to guide us, to be able to show that direction to us in every different way when we pray to them and all of that. Okay, so you can think they are all our seniors. Okay, like that. So this human body is very valuable. That much we need to remember. And it is not like everybody is going to get the human body. You may realize that not every person who wants to have a child, they may not have a child very easily. Or even if they have a child, that child may not be like very sattvic child. There will be a lot of doshas and all of that inside the child. So the kind of sattvikta that we get even in the children depends on how much sattvic we are. Because we should be able to carry that goodness, no? If the goodness of that somebody is very high, we should also be able to carry that in our womb, right? So, like that, think that this vehicle needs a lot of purification to go to sattva, to constantly reach sattva, positive levels of sattva, rather high levels of sattva. We need to go through that journey of sattva. And when we go to the journey of tamas, no, in the bottom, when we keep going towards the bottom, negativity side, there is a threshold limit. You can't go beyond a certain point. You cannot bear to go beyond a certain point. We will collapse. We will break. Body will break. Mind will break. Something or the other, you cannot go on that path forever. There is always a end point. Because this vehicle cannot hold that much of negativity. There is a threshold limit. But when you keep going higher in sattva, there is no threshold limit. You can keep going higher and higher. I mean, it is literally very high that we may not be able to even comprehend. Just let's say that it is quite high, very high. And it is almost equal to infinite from our level. Okay, infinite is only God, but let's say from our level, it is slightly infinite only. But there is definitely a threshold limit for the negativity. So when we look at our children or somebody going through a negative path, we get scared. Oh my God, will they continue to be like this? Will they break? Will they not? Will they never get better? Will they not stand on their own? Will they not have a good future? When we start worrying like this, we should remind ourselves that there is a threshold limit. A person cannot go beyond a certain point towards a negative. So we must keep doing our duty as parents, and we must what do you say, do our sadhana and all of those. We must increase our positivity as much as possible, increase our positivity. How will our positivity increase? Through acceptance, surrender, following the path of karma yoga, all of that. I will touch upon that. So when we increase our positivity, what will happen? People in front of us are, when I said a karma comes to us in the form of people, objects, situations, and experiences, right? So everybody falls in these categories, right? They are either people or they are objects. They are either non-living or they are living. And rest of it is experiences, situations, and all are combination of people and objects coming to us. So when people and objects around us are in a certain way, it means that that is our level of consciousness. That is our level of sattva. And when we have that much level of sattva only, when I call it level of consciousness, that much level of sattva we have, that is our level. And that is the kind of experiences they are bringing to us. So I can call this my reality. My reality reflects like a mirror whoever I am, whatever I am. It cannot be different because in these kind of laws, there is no flaw. There are no mistakes. When we make some program or when we make a project, when we create a device or something, application or something, there will be definitely some flaws or something. But when God has created all these things, there are no flaws. It is perfect. It is a flawless system. So what we see in front of us is basically a mirror reflection of who we are. But we may not have enough sattva in us to basically understand, or awareness within us to understand what it is all about. How is it connected to me? What is it that is in me that is reflecting all these things? So just remember that it is a mirror. Whether you understand or no, just remember it's a mirror. But as you start to believe that it is a mirror to me, and when you see something in a mirror, if you have a bindi, then that will also have a bindi. If you don't have a bindi, that will not have a bindi. If you have a red dress, you will see the red dress, the person in front of you wearing a red dress. If you don't have a red dress, the person in front of you will not see. But can I see me? My eyes may not be, if I bend, I can only see something. Maybe some parts of me I can't even see through my eyes. But definitely I can see it through the mirror, no? So, like that, we are going to first see who we are when we are self realizing. That is a journey, right? When we are self realizing, we are realizing ourselves first through the mirror, through by seeing a mirror image of ourselves. Then only when we become good at understanding the mirror image of ourselves and accepting that mirror image as who we are, then only we will be able to see. I mean, the eyes will turn inwards. Now the eyes are only focused outwards, external focused, which means mirror. We should see the mirror. We should understand who we are. We should accept that journey. That's it. But then as we become pakka in this journey, slowly the eyes will automatically turn inwards and you will be able to see your own self. When the POSE brings you some trigger or when it brings you some message, okay, we call all the POSEs as postman. Okay, they are postman bringing us a message. We don't blame the postman, right? We don't do we blame the postman for any good or bad or any situations? We don't blame them. We are just taking the message and reading the message and saying bye bye to the postman. That's all. So similarly, as we get better, when the postman brings us a message, we will see our own self in that message versus in now what we are doing, we are looking at all of these people and saying you are like this, you are like this because of you. We are blaming them. We are blaming every single POSC in our life and saying because of you only I am unhappy. But when we start to accept that, oh, he is just a messenger, he brought me this message, basically they are showing me who I am, because that is the journey, no? The whole project is all about self realization. That is our ultimate goal. So when we start to accept that, Then slowly the eyes turn inwards and we will start to look at who we are in that message. Because we sort of got used to not blaming people, no, over a period of time. And then when the eyes, now eyes is not basically looking outwards because it has no meaning in looking at outwards. It knows, oh, Smita is not blaming anybody outside. So I'm basically going inwards and see if she's going to blame herself. That is the journey next. Am I going to blame myself? Am I going to become jealous? Am I going to and say, Acha, I don't want to be jealous. I don't know why I became jealous. I'm the saint who should not be jealous. I'm the saint who should not be guilty. All of that we think, right? No, but yeah, I mean, if I have a box of chocolate which is showing jealousy flavor in that, it will show me jealousy, no? Hey, Smita, you have that jealousy chocolate. You can't deny it. So when you turn inwards, there also there will be a certain period of time when we will be denying, and saying, "Oh no, no, I don't. Oh, today I was jealous. Tomorrow I should not be jealous." Okay, when the situation comes over, jealous is being bad, appa. I should not be jealous. I should not hate somebody. I should not scold them. I should not be angry. We will think like this. Initially, we will think like this. I should not be angry. I should not be jealous. I should not be this. I should not be that. I should be very kind to people. I should be very compassionate. See, we are basically looking at flaws within ourselves and saying, no, I don't accept what I am. I should change that. I should be somebody else. I want some other flavor. They are showing me that I have this flavor, but I am saying, no, 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 I don't want that flavor. Show me some other flavor. And I'm trying my best to look for that flavor within me. But that is not the journey. No, the journey is in this current station. Okay, in this current station, this is the flavor you are showing to you. Please accept. After you accept only, we will start the train to go to the next station. So it is more like that. In every station that we have, we will have, there is an objective for the universe to show us who we are. Right? Everybody with me so far? Any doubts? Self-realization means I am who I am. I'm not going to be able to change myself. There is nothing like change. I just have to see who I am with detachment. If I am attached to, if I'm attached, what happens? I like or I dislike. I like something. If I'm attached means, attachment means you understand, right? If I'm attached means I want things to be in a certain way because I love it so much. The consequence or the what do you say the response that something gives me, the POSE gives me, it matters to me. If it gives me something that I don't like, I'm going to fight back. I'm going to be angry. If the response is something that I like, then I'm going to be very happy. I'm going to be excited. So all of these things. Yes, Sangeeta?
Ma'am, so basically, self realization is accepting, not correction. You said
No,
that
not
jealousy,
correction.
no. Then how will I
No, no.
improve?
Yes, I'll come back to that. So there is no correction because what are you correcting? When you say I'm correcting something, it means that you say I don't want this, I'll go to something else. So when, see, why, that is what when I say about attachment, I'm saying what happens when you're detached? Like for example, let's say a neighbor in neighbor's house, something is happening. What is your response? Will you worry about what they are doing? No. Will you go and worry about correcting them? No. Let's say there's a fight. You're not worrying about correcting them or something. You just say, oh, they are fighting. That's it. You'll move on with your journey. But if your children only are fighting, you'll be like, oh my God, what if they fight like this when they are adults? I mean, they'll not even have, what do you say? They'll not have a life together. They will separate and there will be a problem in the house. All of this will come to our head. Why? When it comes to something that we love, why is it that we have expectations of how they have to be? But why is it that when we are detached with them, see, detachment means the outcomes don't matter. The outcomes don't matter. What they do to you don't matter. What they bring to you don't matter. So like that, if you're angry, but you're detached, which means you can understand that, hey, they just showed me what I am. After that, what? It was just as so later on. Why did you get angry in the first place? At first, initially, let's say the first time some POSC came to you and showed you what you are. It is, let's call it trigger. Trigger means what it did was they brought out some feeling inside you. Let's say there was some drama outside. Okay, POSC is behavior, objects behavior, everything. I'll call it drama. They did some drama outside. Now that drama affected you. You saw it or you heard it. You took it through your sense organs, through your eyes, through your nose, and all that. You took it. You perceived it. And then what happened? It brought out some feeling from inside you. Correct? It brought some feeling. Now, what that feeling is, good, bad, ugly, some feeling came, and then that feeling made you take some action. That was anger. Correct? So, every thought, there was some set of thoughts after the trigger, there was some set of thoughts. Those set of thoughts brought some emotions which were already within you, by the way. Anger was already within you because it was a set of chocolate which was already within you. And then they basically extracted it out. But do you know that it was extracted it out? No, at that moment, let's say you're not aware. You thought, you made me angry. I didn't want to be angry. I was in a happy state. I was comfortable. You brought me to an uncomfortable zone. See, what is anger? Anger is when somebody doesn't meet the expectations, but you want them to meet expectations. You have certain expectations, but they didn't meet that expectations. So what can you do? You will either fight or you will run away from that situation being angry. Either you'll become angry and fight with them, or you'll become angry and run away from them. Or you'll become so angry, or you'll become whatever your reaction is such that you are in shock. So there are many situations like this that comes. So these are called reactions. Why did you react? Because you had a desire in the first place. The desire that somebody should behave with me in a certain way only. There are some expectations. It's like, let's say you have a program inside. I call all of these things, no, these limited beliefs that we have that somebody should be like this should happen like this only, that should work like this only. All these are called beliefs. And these are called cages that have bounded us inside. We are prisoned by those cages. We say that it has to work like this only. If it doesn't work like this, I'm going to become scared and then I'm going to fight it. Imagine what a tiger will do. Tigress, if somebody is coming to attack her cubs, what it does? It fights. It fights back. Like that only we are. We have a cage. We have a house. We have some limited beliefs inside us. If somebody tries to change the program of that belief, my mother should not scold me. That is a belief. Now, if mother scolds you, what will happen? That belief was, there's a contrast with that belief, which means it was against the belief. It did not meet the belief's expectations. The belief was, let's say, it had a certain program, and mother's reaction or mother's action, mother whatever she brought to you as a trigger, did not meet these expectations. That mother should not be scolding me, but she scolded. No, now there's a mismatch. Because that mismatch is there, what happens? Ego is now going to be very sad because this program is not work is somebody who did not match my criteria is an enemy. Now, what should we do with an enemy? We have to fight. We have to fight until they become our, they follow what we are. Something like that. Okay, either fight or run away. Either you lose and run away, or you fight and win. Because they are enemies now. Mother, father, sister, brother, husband, children, everybody is an enemy if they don't meet the expectations. That is where we are as of now. So, ego the kind of ego, why did we even get this ego is because in this journey, as let's say Smita, is we have one body. Smita has one body. As Smita, this is my body. This is the body whose name is Smita. Like that, I've had multiple other bodies who had different names, maybe with different identities and all of that. Now, if I have to live my unique life as Smita, obviously I need to be forgetting whatever I am before. That should not be some mix and match. There is a store, there is a person, there is a news article that I read where a child, a 4-year-old child, somewhere in the North India, she started remembering I don't know whether it wasn't from a birth or maybe she's 4 year old, and she started remembering her husband and children from past life. And she kept telling that this is where my house is, somewhere in Delhi. This is where my house is. This is my husband's name. This is my children's name. I mean, she's hardly 4 5 year old, and then they thought she's just doing some. It was just a child's story or something. They just left it. But then, as she grew up, she continued to tell that I don't feel like home here. Take me to that house. That is my house. This is not my house. All of that she started telling. And finally, something happened, and then they got that house. They wanted to really find out. Then when they went there, she was able to recognize, and that husband was like in shock, all the details that she was telling him. And for him, it was really weird because he could not accept a child as his wife. Imagine her mind is now not in acceptance of this life. His mind is not in acceptance of her, and the children could not accept her because that child was this child was younger than her children. It was such a complex situation. Finally, apparently, she didn't marry us. She didn't continue her life with a new partner or anything because she always felt that that husband only is my husband and nobody else can be my husband. So the parents also left her. They could not do anything else because she was so serious. And the parents also could not actually enjoy with her, enjoy the child in her because she was mostly like an adult in her mind. And she didn't treat them as her parents but more like a caretakers, somebody who was offering food and shelter and clothing to her. Imagine such a complex life. So many people's life is sort of ruined, no? I mean, I can't say ruined, but this is the experience, which is exactly why we don't have memory of our past lives. If it was meant to be, we would have already got it, but that does not help in living this life's purpose properly. In this life we have certain let's say box of chocolates that are supposed to be revealed to us through the relationships we have. But if we are not willing to see that, but we are stuck in our past, it is a complex thing, which is why we have our ego. Ego helps us remember only whatever we are supposed to remember and whatever we are supposed to do. This fixed identity is there. It doesn't remember whoever we are, past, present, or whatever. Ego doesn't even remember who we were in the past life. But then those patterns are stored within us. In our subtle bodies, it is stored. And whatever is necessary will keep coming. And ego is only watching. Ego doesn't even know the past. It doesn't know the present. It doesn't know the future also, but it is just a witness to whatever the triggers the people are bringing to us. Okay? So like this, coming back to this karma is basically anything in the past, in all these bodies, whatever we have resisted, will keep coming back like homework. It's like homework. Because if you have to go to 100% self-realization, you have to see yourself 100%. But then if you have refused to see some parts of yourself, obviously they'll come back as homework, no? Don't you agree to that? It is going to keep coming back, no? So that is what is called karma. And whatever we do to resist it, some ulta action we will do to resist it, no? That ulta action has to be undone. Otherwise, again and again and again and again, it will keep going like this. But then we've done so much in our life, all this ulta palta, we have done so much in our life, it has become like total big knot only. But then what is the way out? When we are in this knot, we are constantly unhappy. You take a very, very rich person also, they are also unhappy. You take a poor person, they are also unhappy. You take people with good parents, they are unhappy about something else. You take people who don't have good parents, or let's say who have abusive parents, they are also unhappy. You take any person in their life, the person who has it and the person who doesn't have it, both are unhappy for whatever reasons. Reasons can be different, but they are unhappy. So, which means unhappiness is always going to be a package deal as long as you're in this knot, birth and death cycle. This karma, whenever you are constantly resisting it. So, the first six chapters of Bhagavad Gita talks majorly only about this karma, to say how you can basically get out of this karma, get out of the cycle of resisting, but go towards your self realization, because that is a journey. So, Bhagavad Gita majorly talks about what is your goal? Moksha. Moksha is your goal. Moksha means freedom from birth and death cycle. Because as long as you're in this cycle, you'll have to keep coming back and back and back to undo whatever you've already done. Undo all the resistance stuff that you've already done. So, karma is not a bad thing. Okay, karma is not a bad thing. It is just a system that is constantly in action. In terms of, let's say, beliefs, in terms of beliefs, it is functioning. That this is going to happen like that, that is going to happen like that. Like an energy, it is functioning. Okay, so let's say it is there. You and I did not make it, that system. So it's going to constantly continue to function. Now, while it is functioning, the people in our life are going to bring it to us. Okay, they are going to bring it to us. We may have, there are three types of karma. One is that universal set of, let's say, the entire Sanchita karma, means everything put together, all lives put together is one universal set that is called Sanchita karma. Now, a part of that, a subset of that, you are going to bring to current life. It is coming to current life, which means to work on that karma, you need to have, let's say, certain set of parents, certain kind of children, certain kind of, let's say, friends, certain desires you may need to have, certain professions you may need to have. In that profession, some achievements you need to have. Everything comes under a part of that prarabdha karma. Even desires that you have in this life, the opportunities that you have in this life, the kind of habits that you have in this life, everything is a part of that prarabdha karma only, which means that subset that you have decided to bring forward to this life. So that in this life, it will be in a certain structured way. Certain events will happen around that subset only. Okay, so that is prarabdha karma. And in this prarabdha karma, you will have the kind of parents who are going to suit to work on that karma, the kind of, so all of these POSEs are all aligned with you. They are bound to you. That is why it is called bandhan. Bandhan means we are bound to them. You can't leave them and go. You can't leave your parents. You can't leave your children. You can't leave your husband. You can't leave your in-laws. Okay, these are all bound relatives. They're all bound to us by blood. By blood, some, and by in marriage, we are basically overcoming our spiritual growth. Marriage is majorly done only for spiritual growth. It is not for any other reason. It is only for, they're called spiritual partners. So in marriage, for spiritual bondage, certain relationships, by blood bondage, certain relationships. And these you cannot break too easily. without understanding the consequences. Okay, so these people are going to be there, which are aligned to this kind of life only. Now there is agami karma. Now this karma, while you are in this body, whatever karma you make, which is resistance, I don't like, I don't like, I like, I don't like, all of these expectations, all of these things that we have, we are resisting. We're saying no, 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 something like. So whatever we resist, whatever we react to, those will get accumulated as agami karma, which means they will go and get added to that universal set. But what are we? All of the rewards and problems and challenges and other things that we are getting from our that prarabdha karma only. We are getting from the past. Let's say I worked very hard for my exam, but the results I'm going to get is from the merits of my past, because I have earned all that. No, it is going to come from the past only. Like when you do a job, your salary is coming for the past month, the month that you've completed. You already done your performance. Your performance. Sorry, you put your effort. You've given your services in the past month. On the 30th of the month, if you're getting your salary, or let's say in first of the month you're getting salary, the salary is coming for the services that you've already rendered, but not for the services that you're yet to render. Similarly, whatever rewards or challenges, whatever you're getting into this life is coming from the past. And whatever you are sowing in terms of karma is going to for the future. Okay, like that it works. Now, you should remember that everything that is coming to us is coming from this subset only, prarabdha karma only. So now tell me, is there anything that you say I will not accept? It is coming from your bank account only, and you're saying it's not mine. I don't deserve this. How is that possible? This is where acceptance also comes. So when it comes to acceptance, you should remember that when the POSE triggers some feeling within me, that feeling was already there. That negative feeling was already there. Okay, all of these belief systems that we have, ultimately, we will not have any belief system when we go to the end self-realization. We will be very free. We will be very light. Today, we have a lot of baggages. This should not happen, that should not happen. Kids should be like this, kids should not be like this. They have to study like this, they should not watch mobile. All some scars, everything. My husband should be like this, my wife should be like this, my children should be like this. I should get respect. Nobody should talk to me like this. In this situation, this should happen. All of these are belief systems that we carry. From what? From past lives. Some past lives we have been like programmed with so many things. How did that even start? It started because initially it is like this. Imagine that when we are progressing, we have to learn something. Let's say I have to learn cooking. Okay, I have to learn cooking. Initially, if I have to learn cooking from my mother or something, then how does it start? I have to, she is going to teach me step by step, something or the other, which means I'm forming a belief system. Oh, cooker has to be kept like this. I should not keep cooker without water. Oh, I have to put salt at this time. The dal has to be cooked like this. Sambar has to be made like this. Okay, I'm learning because she's giving me tips and tricks and everything like that. She's giving me certain principles to cooking. So I'm learning all those things. Did I have all of that before? I did not have. Let's say I did not have. So now I'm learning everything. Now I created a discipline around that. Created a discipline around that. Discipline means rules to follow. I'm not going to break those rules, because if I break those rules, something else will be the result. So I put myself in a certain boundary. I'm going to walk within a certain boundary so that my cooking is good. Okay. So these are the beliefs that I made, that I've created newly. But what happened? Now I learned cooking. Okay, I finished learning cooking and all of that. Now, slowly, let's say I'm not a cook. I don't have to cook only. I have to maybe just be a person to eat. I'm not a cook, but I am a person to eat. Now, if I start imposing these rules on somebody who's cooking, it will not work for me because they have certain rules. Their something. I'm now only eating. Let's say I go to a restaurant. I can't go and tell the chef, hey, you should cook like this. You should keep the rice like this. See, this rice is very, very uncooked. How did you make the rice? Did you make it in cooker? Or did you put this much of water? Did you put that much of water? I can't go ask the chef all that questions. So like this, what happens is when we have to learn some things, we have to bind ourselves in a certain boundary. And that boundary called discipline is very important. To learn something, we need to bind ourselves in a certain discipline or a boundary. But and God is also with us in that discipline, when we are learning all these disciplines, God is with us because we did not like to learn anything new. We stepped out of our comfort zone to learn something new, didn't we? Would we have, when it's difficult to learn something new, right? Our ego doesn't like it. But then because it's the right thing to do, we step out of our comfort zone and learn something new. We go through some hardship and all of that, and then we learn something new. Agreed, right? So now what happens after we have learned it and that has taught us some lessons, these things will become like cages if we don't let it go. We have learned something, no? The purpose of this cage, the boundary is over. We have to let it go. We have to detach from this. Like when we were in our past body, we were fully into that body, um, into that life as whoever we were. Now we forgot about it. Now we are in this body. Tomorrow we will forget about this body also when we have a different body. So are we attached to that previous body? God has forcefully made us detached from that body. Why? By removing the memory. By removing the memory. So what we have to do when we are no longer needing this discipline, which was necessary for us to learn some things, obviously we don't need to follow these rules. We have to let it go. What happens is these rules, when how did we even get to this discipline? We practiced it, became a habit. And then when you make that habit, you'll become very good in that results of that habit. That is when we show results, no? When will we become very good in something? Only when we have practiced that a lot, then we become good in something. Until then, do we become good in any area? We don't become good in any area. So imagine that every single belief system you have practiced so much to actually make it a habit, including my husband should be like this. My husband, this should be like that should be like that. All of that rules that we have in our head. Okay, all of these are practiced a lot in terms of beliefs. Now, many times what happens, these things will not work for us. And we need to let it go. It's like, let's say you're climbing to the first floor. If you're climbing to the first floor, you keep one step forward and you have to let go this step and then you have to take and go forward, no, like this. You need to leave this step and then go forward. You cannot hold on to the step and expect to go to first floor. Correcta? You have to leave. You have to leave something only and then go ahead. You cannot hold on to the past and go ahead. It's a rule. It's a simple rule that we cannot hold on to the past and go ahead. So similarly, we cannot hold on to the practices and habits that we've learned in our past life to the next life. Maybe those practices and those habits were necessary for that particular body, the drama that we were facing, to watch or to observe certain chocolates that we had. But today it is not necessary, no. Now, how do we know what is necessary, what is not necessary? How do we know if we are actually going forward? These POCs will basically show us What is their job? They are, these POSCs are instruments of God. What will they do? They will show us, hey Smita, this box of this particular cage that you have is basically not useful to you right now. Let it go. Initially, what will happen? This discipline was very good. This disciplinary boundary was very nice. Okay, all it was all working well and everything was happening. But suddenly, as we don't need this, what will happen? POSCs will come and trigger to us. At that time, you want to keep this because imagine how hard you've practiced for this habit. Suddenly, if somebody says, hey, let go of this habit, will you leave? Will you leave any habit that you've practiced so much? For example, let's say you're waking up, you became very good at math or something like that. You practice, practice, practice. Now somebody says, no, 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 that is not how you have to do it. Will you even agree to them? You will not agree. Nobody will agree because you practice so hard to get better. If let's say somebody, if I go to a doctor and tell them whatever you practice is not going to work, will they agree? No, they've done years and years of MBBS and then MD and all of those things. If I go and tell a chef, whatever you're cooking is not healthy, will he agree? Nobody will agree. Why? Because they have done so much of research to become good at something. There is so much involved. You would have read a lot about it. You would have practiced a lot about it. You have failed a lot so many times. You have gone through a lot of hardships, spent a lot of sleepless nights. I mean, you really worked hard to make it a habit, and now you're successful at it. You're becoming very good at it. You've seen results also. Now, if somebody comes and questions that, you are like a tigress who's trying to protect the cub. You will fight back. So, like that, when POSCs come to us and say, Smita, this cage, this is now a cage for you. You have to let it go. It was a habit for the past life. For this life, some new habits are waiting for you. Please let it go. Initially, what will happen? We will fight it. And then anger will come, resentment will come, we will start storing negative energy into that because now it is a real estate of the ego. Initially God was with us in that present moment when we were learning that habit and all. God was helping us learn something new, but after we finished learning something new, God left that real estate. He said, okay, anybody can take this. Smita, you let this go. It's no longer necessary. But then what did we do? We keep some old, I mean, imagine go to your house, go around and see how many old things we have. Maybe we need it in the future. Maybe we need it in the future. How many things we have kept like that? Like that only. Okay, this habit may be necessary in the future also. Ah, it's so good, no? Ah, I've learned like this. So we are keeping it. So now what will happen? It is like a ghost town. Who will come and occupy it? Ego will come and say, it's mine. It's mine. I mean, I have worked so much hard for this. Appa, I can't let it go. Ego. It'll come and say, this is mine, this is mine. Who are you to come and challenge me? Who are you to come and say I should not do this? All of that will start. Fighting, flight, fighting, running away, freezing, going and finding people who will tell you, yes, yes, you need that cage, appa. You need that practice. You need that habit, all of that. Okay, like this. We will find ways to keep that cage. The more you keep the cage that is not necessary for you, the more you fight it, the more you certain patterns in your life you need to observe. Poses will keep coming and showing you your negative reactions, negative feelings, but you will go and fight them back instead of basically trying to understand what is the message that they are giving you. Every pose in this life is basically showing us what we don't need in our life. But we don't remember that, no. We are not remembering that. They are showing us how we can go forward in our life by letting go of that past step. And because so many new steps are waiting for us. But we like to be in the comfort zone, no? We never like to go out of the comfort zone. Appa, I've made this a habit, Appa. Now I can't go and learn something new. It's difficult for us to learn anything new. Even to make up a mind to learn something new, we don't really put that mind into it so easily. It takes great courage to step out of our comfort zone. But that is the journey, to step out of the comfort zone and go into some new zone. Because new step, you have to take the new step and go higher, no? That is the journey. There is no other choice. So when they show us what we have and we have reacted through ego, some negative energy will be stored inside that. And the more and more and more and more we resist, that negative energies intensity will increase more and more and more and more and more. And over a period of time, it will become so heavy that the mind will start to put that emotion into some organs, physical organs. And this is when it's going to become a disease. When we have different kind of diseases inside our body, every single disease is basically having an overload of some emotion, some form of negative emotion, because it's painful, it's irritating, it's frustrating. So before it became to the body, before it came to the body, it was not that strong. But we didn't take action, no, at that time. But now when it is in the body, we have to first work on the body, clean the body, and then parallelly work on the mind. Initially, it was like from the mind to the body. Next, you have to go from the body to the mind. Because now the pathways were like this. But now we have to go like this. That is how the journey is. That is how disease reversal also happens. We have to involve the mind eventually. So either way, what I'm saying is these are cages. Whatever our POSCs are bringing to us are cages. And these POSCs are designed in this life to show us our cages. Everybody is here to everybody is here to show us. That is why I'm calling this a mirror image. It's a mirror image trying to show us who we are inside, what kind of cages we are protecting, like a tigress. But if I was detached from that cage, if I basically understand, oh, they are coming to show me that I don't need this belief system. They are showing me that I have anger. Is anger good? No, anger is not good. That we know, but we can't change that so easily. The only way to change something, or the only way to see a different thing, is to basically accept that yes, I have anger, which was already there in the first place. Because they are trying to remove those negative energies that were already stored and it is harmful to us. It is harming us. We are not realizing it. And these POSCs are coming to us like angels and showing us and removing us from these impurities. But do we see them like angels? We don't see them like angels. We see them like villains. Literally, everybody is a villain in our life because they don't do what we say. They don't follow our orders. They don't follow our instructions. They are not acting according to our whims and fancies. So everybody is a villain in some form or the other. Enemy. Little bit, maybe intensity. One is a big enemy, one is a small enemy. So either way, everybody in our life is basically coming to clean us only. That is how the universe is designed, to clean us. Because ultimately, God wants us to go to self-realization. That is his objective as a parent. That is his objective to take. I mean, like how as parents, even we have this objective to take our children to their best, to help our children grow to their best. Even the parent, God also has that objective for us also. But if he comes and tells us everything, we may not even agree with God. So that is why what God will do, he will not show himself to us. He will just keep doing whatever he has to do. He will just he is helping us learn through experiences. That is why in the beginning of this class, I told you, when children are going on a certain path, when they are constantly into mobile and all of that, you have to tell this is not the right thing to do. If you have to take away the mobile, you have to take away, but in the place of a mobile you also have to have some idea to replace that with something exciting. If it is not, that also possible. Sometimes when they are adult children, when slightly teenage and all, that is very challenging. So imagine how much of positivity you need to bring within yourself, how much of sattva you need to bring within yourself to see a different reality. in that different reality, the same people will be there, but different behaviors will come. See, if you have certain lessons to learn in first standard, whatever lessons you have to learn, the same is not the lessons in fifth standard, no? So what I'm saying is when you are in first standard level teachers only will come to you. First standard level poses only will come to you. If you are in fifth standard level poses only will come to you. But fifth standard level teachers or fifth standard level POSEs will teach you much better content. They will not teach you first standard level content. First standard level content may probably not maybe seeing a lot of you'll be seeing a lot of your negativities and all of that. But in fifth, you'll not see the same negativities. You would have moved on, correct? So POSEs are not enemies, they are our angels. We need to be grateful to them, provided we are coming from this point of view that they are showing us what we already have, the cages that we are not able to detach from. And these things, know that they are showing us cannot get out of our life. They will be there, the cages will be there, but we have to detach from them. We are attached too much to that real estate. We are to attach too much to that cage. The ego is attached too much to that. That is why it is fighting. It is guarding itself like this with arrows and knives and all of that. But then if it just drops all the weapon and then ahimsa, if it says it's okay, whatever has to go will go kind of thing, it doesn't have possessiveness towards that cage and it believes that whatever is happening is the right thing to do, then you'll not fight anybody. You'll just accept that, oh, it was meant to be like this and move on. It'll be like this. I told you with the example with the neighbor, no? If somebody is coming and showing you those reactions and other things that you are exhibiting, then you say, it was already there. Okay, maybe I'm not attached to that. And then you just stay aram se, just witness it. Then when that anger come, oh, this anger was already within me. So what did you do? Instead of blaming that person who brought you that, who showed you your anger, you are now subtracting him and just saying, oh, it was already there within me. So the emotions now are not saying, why did somebody do this to me? All that is not there anymore. Why? Because that somebody itself is subtracted from the equation. You just remove him from the equations. Remove the postman. Remove the postman. Let him go. Now you work on yourself. Teach all of these things to your mind. Introspect. Why did I get angry? Oh, because it was already there. Why was this anger already there? Because I was constantly resisting, and now I've stored in which was before that set of practices where some disciplinary habits that I brought in to learn something. But after I've learned everything for that life, I had to let it go. But now I'm not letting it go. When somebody is telling let it go, I'm fighting them and I'm bringing anger, jealousy, see some sort of negative reaction is I'm storing inside, negative feeling I'm storing inside. And now that feeling is being shown to me. And when I don't react to that feeling, I'm just observing that feeling. What will happen is it will go like a cloud, it will pass off. If there are 10 installments that has to happen for that entire set of energy to get liberated from you, then the 10 experiences will come. In the 10 experiences also, if you are if you are in witness mode, then aram se that will pass. Now you no longer feel bothered by the same set of people, by the same set of behaviors. You'll be like, what? Okay. Initially, for an example, let's say if my daughter is studying outside, and then if, let's say, she didn't drink her juice or she's sleeping late, I would give her some gyan initially. Then later on, she was sort of not accepting it. I mean, she was not accepting it, so she would give reasons or something or the other. Then I would react because I'm the mother. I used to think that, oh, she doesn't know any better and all of that. Oh, she's past her 18. She's definitely an adult. So we need to take a step back because they are exploring their own life. So slowly, I stopped bothering about her habits because nobody is going to die like that. We think that something worst is going to happen to us. And when worst happens to them, what will happen? We have certain belief inside that, oh, if my loved one is healthy, if my loved one is sleeping well, if my loved one is XYZ, then I'm going to be satisfied. I'm going to be in my comfort zone. I'm going to be relaxed. But if they are not sleeping properly, if they are not eating properly, if they are not drinking properly, if they are always sick, then what will happen? Here, that belief system's expectations are not met, and my ego will react and see them as a see that experience more like a victim, sorry, more like an enemy. It is going to fight. Why are you not eating properly? Why are you not drinking properly? Drink properly, drink, eat properly, do this, do that, blah blah blah. Send some reels to them, make them understand. All of that gyan we will do. Okay, show them some WhatsApp message. See how what are the harmful effects of not sleeping properly. What are the harmful effects of not eating properly? Why? Hey, we want them to be happy. Yeah, that's why we love them a lot. No, actually, it's not like that. We are very selfish here. The selfishness here, we are thinking from ego point of view. Because we are not, I mean, as of now, we are not in a consciousness where we love anybody so genuinely. Okay, love means freedom. We are not giving them the freedom. We are actually trying to control them. Okay, that is not called love. That is basically ego's insecurity. Because if they are not doing all of those things, I'm going to be unhappy, no pa. And then when I'm unhappy, then I'm not going to be comfortable. So ego wants everything to be comfortable. It likes to be in the comfort zone. If somebody is pushing us out of the comfort zone, it is going to try to do anything to fix it. Fix it, and they have to come back to terms with that belief system that I have. That is the job of the ego. It is trying its best to keep you safe, because it wants safety. Comfort is safety. It doesn't risk. It doesn't want to take any risks. It doesn't want to any no changes. It doesn't like changes at all. So that so this we do with everybody. Okay. So that is why when POSCs come to show us something, like let's say when they told us that I'm not eating properly, I'm not drinking properly, then we that triggered certain feelings or emotions within us. No, some, let's say, some fear. We need to just watch that fear. Initially, I used to react. After that, I just started watching the fear. Because as we keep doing these classes, what will happen is it will become very familiar to us. The content will become very familiar to us, and then it will come to us. At least the knowledge will come to us very easily. Whether we follow or no, that's the second thing. But it will come to us very frequently. Then when it comes to us very easily, then we will say, okay, try to do this. Try to watch. Don't react. So it'll take time. That is where I said 0 to 100% acceptance. It is a journey. Initially, you'll just be in reaction mode. It'll be like this. Trigger will come, you will just react. After that, what will happen? Trigger will come, you will pause, you will apply knowledge. You may remember, but you may not apply. Okay, it may be like this, all of that. Initially, it will be like that. Then slowly, it will become more like a you. You'll pause, and then respond. Initially, it may not be response. You may notice what you're doing, but you'll still react. You'll notice, you'll understand everything, but you'll still react. That's okay, because we have not crossed that 50% mark. 0% to 50%, 0% to 50% in acceptance. When we cross that 50% mark, we will slowly begin to stabilize our response. But before that, we will have the knowledge and we may not really react. Sorry, we will react. So it's okay. Accept that also. Accept that I am in that state right now. Okay? Because that energy has to be released, no? As and when that we become lighter and lighter only, response time will actually get better and better. That response will get better and better. But we have to allow that to happen. Okay? So think that when somebody triggers something within us, the feeling that is already that I'm showing is what I already had. So don't have any attachment to that. Let it go. Let it go. Like in the previous classes, I was saying, imagine that that feeling is like Sita Mata. She is trapped by ego called Ravan in the cage of Ashokavan. In the Ashok Vatika, she was imprisoned. It was very beautiful. That cage was very beautiful because we also have that attachment towards our habits and our belief systems and all. No, it is very beautiful. We like it a lot. So she was also imprisoned there. So now when the triggers come, what should we do? We need to let her go. Who is the trigger? Hanuman. Hanuman is coming and showing that, oh, Sita Mata is here as an awareness. When he comes to us, just witness instead of acting like Ravan. Ravan did not release Sita. He did not release Sita in the beginning. Later on, when the ego is completely crushed at acceptance level 100%, ego is zero. So all the entire battle has to happen. Kumbhakaran has to die, Meghanath has to die, so many other people have to die, so many demons have to die, all of these people have to die. Then only Ravan's ego will be completely crushed. Like that, when Sita has to be 100% released, Hanuman will come every single time. The messenger will come from the POSC. They will come like a messenger and then show you Sita Mata is there, Sita Mata is there, release her, you are imprisoning her like a Ravan with your ego. He was very egoistic, right? Ravan represents ego. So we also imprison all these feelings, negative feelings. I mean, our body is, we are naturally sattvic. We can't hold on to these negative feelings. So the body, mind, and everything, the entire subtle body, everything is suffocated, which is why you don't like, no? Do you like any of your negative change, negative belief system, negative feelings, and all that? You don't like. That is why you want to let it go. You are trying to, you are running everywhere in search of happiness. Why? Because you don't like all those things. So that naturally shows that you don't want to hold on to it. So, but what is a way to release it? The way to release it is to just be in awareness and not react. So when somebody brings out that anger within you or any feeling within you, remember that you are releasing, just allowing her to go, just allowing that feeling to stay with that feeling. Stay with that feeling. Don't react. Reacting means telling somebody what is happening, shouting at somebody, thinking of what are the distraction I can have right now, trying to run away from that state. Don't try to run away from that state. Stay with that state. Let it keep happening. You can just get on with your daily duties. You're angry, yeah. Let it go. It's okay. You don't have to take any action at that time. Don't take any action. Don't react. Don't do anything at that time. In the sense, to make it go away, don't do anything. To run away from it, don't do anything. It will go automatically. Hanuman has already opened the door. Ram has already come to take Sita. You see that awareness is called Ram. That highest form of awareness that you get, yes, I'm going to stay calm. I'm not going to fight back is Ram. Okay, it's Ram state. When you are in that state, he will aram se take Sita and go. Sita will be released, aram se. But if you fight back, then the Ramayana war will happen. So don't make that Ramayana war happen. I can say this, but before you go to 100, your Ramayana war will happen. You will fight it. You will fight. And then one day you'll become very tired, and then all that knowledge also will sink. See, this knowledge is very important. You may or may not be able to apply this knowledge in the beginning itself. But with every single trigger, 0 to 100% journey has to happen. Initially, you will not even remember when you react. Then after reacting, you will remember, oh, I forgot to apply that knowledge only. No, yeah, in the class they had told all this. I have to be in witness mode, all that they told. Next time you'll remember, but you'll still not apply. Because The anger will be so much that you just want to fight back. It's okay. I don't want to. I don't want to give them that good feeling. I don't want to lose. All that feeling will be there. So you'll fight, you'll react then also. Then after that, after some time, again and again and again and again, triggers will keep coming. And then later on, we're like, what is that to fight again? I mean, same thing is going to happen again and again. I mean, you'll get bored. You'll just let it go. You'll just say, okay, fine. Yeah, whatever. You'll be more in that indifferent state. Then slowly, that knowledge, you'll start seeing God behind this trigger. You'll see that, okay, whatever is coming is happening for my good. I had this within me. It was actually weighing me down. It was not helping me progress. It was actually making me suffocated. I didn't like to have this feeling. It was hurting me. All of this is happening. So I'm just going to let it go. Okay, I'm angry. Yeah, okay, leave it. It's more like that. You so that initially will be like compromise. Slowly, it will become more like, wow, I'm so grateful to this POSC that they made me release, rather they made me detach from this. I'm so grateful. I'm one step closer to self-realization. It will be more like a positive state. Initially, it will be more like, I like you'll be negative for trying to fight back. Then later on, you will come to zero mode, indifference. You neither want to fight, you neither want to have positive emotion with them. Then slowly, that positive emotion will come and you'll start to see God's hand behind all these things. Then that is 100% acceptance will come very quickly. It'll come. When you're in 50% mark, then it is indifference. When you are between 0 to 50, it is more negative. You are still fighting, reaction, even with knowledge you're fighting, reacting. Then it will go to 100%. Slowly it will come. So this is a journey. But the more you practice, more you practice in different triggers, your habit of applying the same processes will actually get better. You'll get better and better and better and better in that overall process of acceptance. And over time, you will turn inwards very quickly. You will start to see yourself having exactly the same problems that you saw in somebody else. You will see you the same cunningness, the same bad behavior, the same, let's say you think that somebody is so non-punctual. They are not at all punctual, appa. They are always late. Then you'll start to see, hey, for that class, even I'm always late, no? And for this, I'm also always late, no? You'll start to see exactly the same thing. Now, who gave you this awareness? God gives you this awareness. He will make you remember, hey, see, you are also like this. Why? Because now you are good in accepting. You have started to accept whatever is seen as whatever that was not working for you and all of that. The same thing, you'll start accepting, no? So God will see you more as a person who's more receptive to learning, to knowledge. So he'll start giving you more knowledge. He will start to help you remember. He'll start to show you where all you also have the same kind of nature that you see in somebody else in front of you. Same doshas you will see. Exactly the same thing you will see. Today you are not able to see because you are not in 100% acceptance. You are not a person who is very accepting in nature. So God will say, oh, even if I show her this one, she will say, she will give one bahana and say, yeah, I am like this because, but I am not like them. For example, see, let's say somebody is watching some, let's say bad stuff on, not bad, let's say they are watching some, playing, let's say video games or something. But then uh, you are maybe doing some business work on your WhatsApp. Or let's say you are also on your screens, but doing some business work. But if both are on screens, no, you will tell, chat, video game and all is like low stuff. It's not something that we have to encourage. But then I am doing business work, appa. I'm earning money. So it's justified. But for God, both are not sattvic to that extent. So over time, you'll start to realize when you're doing business stuff also, you are basically doing some amount of browsing, watching reels, this, that, all you are also doing. You don't see that. You are not able to see the same flaws that you see in somebody else within you. But that awareness will come as you start practicing this journey. Then that inward journey becomes far more better and better and better. Then you don't have to look at others. Automatically, it will be shown inside you. You'll just acceptance becomes easy, even more easy. So it is, see, going inwards is not difficult, but we have to have that inner mindset to go forward in our journey. There is that ego which is all constantly wanting you to stay in your comfort zone, but God wants you to always jump from your comfort zone to the uncomfortable zone, because there is learning in that zone. You have to pick God. On this journey, you can either pick ego or God. You cannot pick both. At any moment, you cannot pick both. The more you choose God's path, the ego will also follow you. That is the, see, ego's ultimate thing is self realization only. We will still have ego even in self realization, but that ego will be like, I am God's servant or something like that. It will not, it will not say, I am the body. It will not say, I am the body. I have a different identity. All of that it will not say. It will be completely surrendered. That is the destination. We have to teach the ego. Ego is like a child. Ego is like our child. We need to teach the ego what is the right thing forward. When it throws tantrums and say, I'm going to stay here only, I want this cage only, I want this only, that only, then you have to show the right path to the ego. Okay, any doubt so far? I will cover this again in the next class in more detail. Okay. Today I touched upon karma and I touched upon all of these things because there is some more to it that I'll have to tell. And but we are already reaching 4:30. When did we start the class? 3 o'clock. Okay. Yeah. Any questions so far?
Well, initially, when you said like the ego will not accept, at one point I wrote the question, but you answered it. It's like initially it will be like compromise.
Hmm.
For example, when we went on a trip, I just wanted to visit the palace, but my husband, he was not ready. But my mind said like, okay, it was God's plan, but still, why don't we try?
Hmm.
If I say okay to that situation, I will miss the place. Again, I don't know when we will go to that place. So mind was like on
See,
a
at
lot
that
of
time,
confused.
you should, at that time, in that, before you get to 100%, no, there will be, when you say, I want to try, go and ask. But don't have expectations that they will agree. Because you still have to keep going and doing your part. Do your duty. Whatever you feel is right, you keep doing. But drop the expectations that outcomes have to be your way.
Oh, I'll try and see, but I'm not attached to the result. I'm
Exactly.
just trying. Okay, I just want to see the place. Okay, let me try.
Mm. Drop the
Okay,
preference when you
it's
don't have, when you're not attached to the outcomes. Yes, I'm asking, but remember that everything will happen only in divine timing. Your energy has to match to get to for anything. For healing, energy has to match. For anything to come together, that pose should be there at that time. You both may not be matching in frequency. The place and you may not be matching in frequency. That is why you are not there yet.
yeah.
Or
But still, as you said, I didn't attach to the outcome. I just left it out. But the next day, his friend like she said she wanted to go, and then we went there. But I didn't even expect. I didn't even imagine. I just left the matter as it is. But
So
then
it is
we
better. It is, see, many things will happen. In this case, you might have thought, oh, see, I asked, but they agreed to when my friend's wife told, then we went. You can think like that also. But
uh,
that is a way to, what do you say, self-sabotage ourselves.
but at that time I didn't think like that. I thought, okay, God has
Ah,
given me one opportunity. Okay, let me
exactly.
go.
So when we apply the right knowledge and see good in everything,
Mm.
we should always see good in everything. When we how can our parent basically think bad for us? I mean, we may have many situations in life where parents also think bad, but that is because of our prarabdha karma. We have that kind of parents. We are in that situation. But irrespective of that, God is not a person who thinks bad for us. He always wants us to self-realize. He wants good for us. So he wants our love. He wants our love back. He wants us to have that kind of personal attention with him, personal, um, a personal relationship with him. We think God exists, but he's separate. He's there somewhere. I am there separately. I am busy with my own life. But when we make him the center of everything, and then we are constantly talking to him, we are constantly making him very alive in our life. Make him very alive in our life. Keep him very alive in your life. Imagine that he's flesh and blood. That then only that he will be flesh and blood to you. He will be that person who you see. We like God. We want to talk to him. We want to see him. We want to hear him. We want to have that personal interaction with him. It's not enough when we see him inside our mind or something. It's not very satisfying. Maybe there are some people who do that, right? Just see him like a light. No, that is not very satisfying. But then he will come to you alive when you actually see him as an alive person. When you're offering in puja and all, when you're giving him flowers, tell that, hey, see, I brought these flowers just because you love it. See, it's so fresh, no? Tell like this. How do you talk to a human being? Make him very human. Make him very human in your life. That is when you will actually have a very personal relationship with God. You will realize you will let's say when it is cold, give him hot water to drink. Offer him something hot because you like something hot, no, at that time. So whatever you want, whatever you think, as per your belief systems, you work with him. I mean, I wanted to tell a story, but it's already too late. So
Next week.
next week.
Yes. So he's basically a friend who's invisible friend.
Invisible friend, invisible partner, invisible whatever child, invisible whatever you want to think, whatever
But
you
as I
feel.
said, it is taking a lot of patience to
Yes.
understand why is it like this. Now a lot of
Initially, you will
introspection.
not see this journey. I'm telling you all this so that you can understand and accept, but it doesn't need all this. No, ultimately, what should we do? Ah, okay, something is happening. Just leave it and go. Detach. See, even if I tell, I don't, many carpenters, let's say many wood choppers or something, if I tell all this gyan, will they understand? They'll not understand. But then many of them have already, like Shabari. Shabari was a lady in the forest. She was just that innocence was there in her. She used to bite all of the fruits and she would keep it for Rama. Was she understanding all this complex logic of acceptance and all of those things? Doesn't matter. She just had that innocence. In that innocence, we will not think anything about ourselves. We'll think only about God. We'll just say, he wants fruits. No, he'll come to my house, so I have to feed him good fruits. So let me bite and see. But we will think, oh, that fruit should not be like this, or we should not bite it. It will become spoiled, all that we will see. But she's not like that. So that innocence is very important when to connect with God. And when we connect with God, no, all this karma will be washed off. He'll not see any of the karma. We will bypass all the karma because karmas are so huge that we can't follow process and see the end of it.
Yeah,
We
sometimes it's
need
very
a bypass.
overburdening. Like, okay, every day I should do this, I should
But
do
today
this,
we
I
don't
should
have
do
that
this.
bhakti for God, no. Do we have a personal relationship with God? We don't.
No, like after like 2 3 years of being with you, like I understand that he's always with me.
Yes, that much. I mean, initially I'm saying like that, but still we may not see him like the way, let's say, Mirabai sees him or any of our dasars sees him. We are not so close to him yet. We are still seeing him only as God,
Or
not
distant.
so personal yet. That
somebody
he comes to you in every single interaction. He's coming to your mind and telling you what to do. All of that is, we are not following him. We are not following his rules and all so much so easily.
Mm.
We are not doing anything for him. Oh, yeah, if I have to accept this because this is what God wants me to do. What would God want me to do now? So when some of these things come, we still don't do that. So by the time that comes, no, it will sort of become pakka. Until then, we have to follow these processes. We have to follow how to become sattvic. These are like we should not have any expectations of results. Whatever result comes is God's prasad. He is giving us that prasadam. Accept whatever comes. But when you are offering something to him, offer the best. Do you offer spoiled fruit or something to him? Or when you're before you eating food, when you offer that food to him, will you give him some old food or something like that? Or spoiled food? If you don't like to eat if you want to eat something fresh, that is what you will offer to God. So when you are offering something to God, offer the best. So your happiness should come from the best work. So your offering to God is your duties, your actions, and your acceptance is also your duty. Not fighting back what God gives you as a prasadam. I don't like this. I don't like this. I like this only. I want this only. I want that all that expectations and all of those things. Even from people who are giving you the messages, that message is also a prasadam only. POSCs, whatever they bring to you is prasadam only, no. You did something in the past and God is giving you your results in this life and it is coming to you in the form of karma, that is prasadam only. No, you're not fighting. You cannot, you should not fight it. You should accept whatever comes. And let's say there are abusive cases and all of that. Accept that this is coming to me because like a prasadam, but at the same time, you should still stand up and then you should rather you should stand up for yourself. I'm not saying like take all the beating, take all the hitting, take all the firing, all of that. No. In the mind, you have to come to the state, not physically. Physically, you can walk out, you can shout at that person, you can say, no, you can't behave with me like this. All of that you can do. You can stand up to abusive situations, you can stand up to that. But in your mind, you should understand why the situation came to me. Why me? You should not ask why me. That understanding of why me should never come. You should completely be in agreement that this is here because of whatever I already had. It cannot be any different. And then you should not have any hate for that person, the POSE. Okay? Chalo, I'll take everything in the next class. Do share your takeaways. Takeaways means if there is any key learnings that you had from this class, do share it in the WhatsApp group. Okay? See, when you remember and write whatever you are learning, that actually becomes a habit. We are forming new belief systems now. Slowly, when we go to higher levels of our journey, we may not need these belief systems. It will come more naturally. But for now, we need these to learn something. So we have to put our best. Okay? Chalo. If there are no questions, I'll close the class. Okay, take care, guys. Be blessed. The Supreme Court, to my spiritual teacher, to all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones. We thank you for your great, great blessings. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Smita.
Thank you, ma'am.